lost their homes and those who fear returning to buildings cracked by back-to-back earthquakes have set up a vast makeshift camp in the streets. Families are sheltering on highway medians, in parks and in stadiums. Aftershocks have raised fears that things could get even worse. If that were possible, some areas remain without power or phone signals, while in others power is intermittent. An army of volunteers has now set up hundreds of collection centers to gather supplies for those affected and prepare food for them. Applications have been created to locate missing people and to report the damage. Nightfall also brought looting. While security forces are focused on collapsed residential buildings, some people in the commercial areas of Katia La Mara have taken advantage of the disaster to carry off whatever remained in the shops. Venezuelan soccer player Hector Akiki Bello has now confirmed the death of his wife, who lost her life after being trapped under the rubble of the building where the family lived. She had died trying to save her daughter from devastating earthquakes. In a heartbreaking message, he stated that "You left me alone with our daughter." Now, according to reports, the woman was trapped after the collapse of the building where she resided with her family, one of the structures affected by the strong earthquake that struck several regions of Venezuelan territory. Another moving visual shows how, amid the twin earthquakes, an elderly man had positioned himself as a shield over his disabled wife as the whole house shook violently. This visual is one of the thousands of examples where families were left shocked at the sudden earthquake that shook the country, turning many houses into rubble. With me on the broadcast is my colleague Brian Anthony Thomas. Brian, as the days go by now, as the hours pass by, fresh videos are now emerging showcasing, some miraculous rescues that have taken place, but at the same time, many others, countless others, they're grieving their loved ones who they've lost. They're waiting in anticipation of any information that they have on the ground at this point. We do know that the death toll, the latest statistics that we are gauging from Venezuela is somewhere around 235. What's really happening on the ground? What's the response by the Venezuelan authorities?
Well, clearly a very devastating incident coming from Venezuela. 235 lives already lost, and clearly, you've been mentioning about the dire state that the authorities, the people are facing at this point of time. There are scenes of anguish continue to unfold in La Guaira state, where, relatives have gathered outside hospitals searching for their missing family members where the earthquake took place. Even at many hospitals, including the Domingo Luciana Hospital, families are waiting anxiously for updates. There were 2 girls buried under collapsed home in San Jose de Urama. Then post that, there was some miracle rescue that you were mentioning where there was a baby that were crawling out alive, which was one of the most emotional moments to emerge from the disaster where there was a viral video also where the baby was miraculously crawling out alive from the debris. Recovery operations are continuing. You were talking about the authorities, emergency workers. Authorities are continuing to recover bodies from collapsed buildings in Sir Bernardo, where rescue teams are racing against time to locate survivors. Family remain gathered outside damaged structures, refusing to lose hope. And even to the fact that right now, even as we are speaking, there were fears of aftershocks has also forced thousands of Venezuelans also to sleep in parks, open grounds, temporary shelters after their homes were damaged or destroyed. Relief camps continue to expand as authorities are still struggling to accommodate the displaced families. Yes.
All right, Brian, stay on with us. We also have on the broadcast Professor V.K. Sharma, who's a seismologist. Thank you so much for taking out the time to speak to us. You've been waiting rather patiently as well. What's really critical at the moment is the fact that there've just been about 48 hours that have passed. So we are well within the critical 72-hour period for the rescues to take place. But what's really happened has been 2 earthquakes, 7.2 and 7.5 on the Richter scale back to back that have caused this widespread damage in Venezuela. How do you think the country should proceed from here? because yes, rescue efforts are underway. The government, of course, is trying to pull out as many people as soon as possible, but rehabilitation is equally important.
No, I think what you are saying is correct, that after 126 years, because 1900 there was an earthquake 7.7 on Richter scale in the country, and that was also devastating. And this time, these two earthquakes, now the data which is coming, it is, I don't believe that it is only 235 or, I think the death will be in thousands. And but we are not discussing this. The most important thing, as you rightly said, that in any such disaster, the golden hour, and golden hour is the first 24 hours, in fact. Then the 72 hours or, beyond that, it is, we call it miracle again. Because rescuers, in case you have a good search and rescue program, then you can save many lives. And as you were showing, that two girls came. I mean, this kind of miracles always happen. And in Turkey also, Indian rescuers, they, they could come out, take out, body of one girl, and she was alive. So I think this thing happened. But the most important thing is that now the international teams, because many countries, they have offered help in search and rescue, even India, because we are one of the best, we have NDRF, which is National Disaster Response Force, which is trained in search and rescue. And we have international experience also. India has sent them to Japan, to Turkey, to Nepal, to so many countries. And our foreign minister, our honorable prime minister, they have already announced that we are ready to help. And so I think the first thing which you are saying is correct, that the first thing is search and rescue, then the relief operation. And as the country is in very bad shape, the governance is not that, there are issues. So definitely, they need international assistance. They need food, they need medicines, they need doctors. And so I think this operation should continue, for a few days. And then we will talk about reconstruction and rehabilitation. That is a separate issue, basically. The priority is search and rescue. The priority is relief. Priority is food. Priority is medicines. And in fact, this kind of situation where people are on road, people are not having any appropriate shelter. So I think many assistance required, at this time. Even drinking water, because in earthquake, there are two immediate victims, electricity and drinking water. So I think all priorities, and we don't know, we are sitting here, there is hardly any news coming from the country. So we cannot guess, from here that what is their requirement. But I think they should come out very clearly that so that the international agency can help them in providing drinking water, in providing baby food, in providing, I think sanitary, things. Because all these things are priorities. There is a long list, which is, because India is very well prepared. We can really assist them. We can tell them that what is required. Because governance there, that what is happening in the country. So I think a country like India, and they have offered, our honorable prime minister has already offered that we are ready to help. We have experts. We have expert in bureaucracy, they know that what is the requirement of the state in this kind of situation. And so I think we should discuss this, point wise, one by one, what can be done. And there are different roles. For example, non-governmental organizations, they have a role. government, they have a role. International agency, because we cannot enter in any sovereign country. We need visa, we need so many formalities. So I think there should be active government, which can coordinate all these things. There are team of doctors which go, across the globe, and they help in this kind of situation. There are lady doctors, they are ready, to go in this kind of situation. But I think that needs some coordination, which is not. I mean, I'm watching it since last 2 days, and that type of thing is missing in my opinion.
Oh, all
There
right.
is no proper coordination.
All right, sir. With that, I would like to thank you for taking out time sharing your